Welcome to the Straight to Jail podcast, written and produced by Brian Herring. Chapter 3, Drug Bust. The next morning, Kyle walked up to Johnny's desk and set down a cup of coffee.
Thanks, Carl, but I don't drink coffee.
Johnny said, sounding annoyed. Kyle's tone softened. He was showing concern.
Look, Johnny, I think we started off on the wrong foot. We need to work together to take these guys down. Let's just move on from the past.
Johnny looked up, his expression unreadable.
Look, man, I'm trying to tell you that I'm sorry for being such an ass.
Kyle added. Johnny shrugged.
Hey, it's fine. Yesterday I had fun.
Kyle tosses a notepad onto the desk. It has messy notes scribbled all over it.
Well, check this out. The number I ran came through.
Johnny smiled, but there was something off about it, like he was hiding something behind that smile.
You remember I wrote that down, right? I already set up the bus for tonight.
Johnny said, pointing to a map on his desk.
This is where their headquarters are, and I'm gonna need you to wear this.
He tossed an outfit across the desk. Kyle picked it up, held it for a second, and frowned as he stared at the ridiculous silk shirt and bell-bottom pants.
You've got to be fucking kidding me, Johnny.
He said, disgusted. Johnny smirked.
Well, you just wait, buddy, 'cause it gets better.
Johnny pulls out a cheesy wig and sets it on the desk.
Sorry, Kyle, but they spotted us in the alley, so you'll have to go in disguise. Budget cuts didn't leave us with better options.
Kyle sighs, giving up.
Fine, I'll look like an idiot. But I'm not wearing a wire. After I make the deal, I'll pretend to forget my briefcase. That's when the squad moves in. Sound good?
Johnny nodded.
Sounds like a plan then. Meet me at the car at 7 p.m. wearing that, and I'll handle the rest.
Later that evening, Kyle climbed into the car, dressed in the ridiculous outfit. As they drove to the bay, the warehouses loomed, casting long shadows. Johnny glanced at him, smirking.
Are you ready?
Kyle groaned, looking himself over.
Yeah, I guess. Are you sure this is the best disguise you could find?
Johnny laughs.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Kyle steps out of the car and heads toward warehouse number 13. Johnny drives around to the other side of the building. Inside, Kyle is met by a man in an expensive suit. The man tries to hide his smirk as he motions for Kyle to follow him. Kyle notices, feeling a bit embarrassed. Together, they climb a staircase to a loft where another man sits with his back turned to them.
"Hello,"
says the man without turning around.
"The boss says you're looking for a shipment that costs a lot."
He spins his chair to face Kyle, his eyes sweeping over the goofy outfit. Then he burst out laughing.
Ooh, yeah.
Kyle stammers, handing him a list.
Everything better be there.
The man studied the list, nodding.
"Yeah, we've got it. Now let's see the money."
Kyle nods.
The money's in my van. I'll go grab it and be right back. Be sure that you have everything ready.
As he's heading for the door, two large men step in front of him, their weapons glinting under the dim light. Suddenly, Johnny appears from the shadows, now dressed in a sharp suit. He holds a briefcase of money in one hand and a wine glass in the other. Beside him stands another officer, gun aimed at Kyle. It hits Kyle like a ton of bricks. Johnny is in on their operation. Johnny's voice drips with mockery.
Are you surprised, detective?
He sips his wine and motions to the two men, who grab Kyle. He struggles, but it's useless as they drag him deeper into the warehouse.
You can't do this. I got family. I got Shit, I don't have anybody. You son of a bitch.
Kyle says, accepting his fate. Johnny ignores him, turning to the other corrupt cop.
Report back to the station that they escaped with the cash and Kyle in a van. I'll radio in and confirm the report. No one will question anything.
Got it, boss. You're in charge. The officer replies, following Johnny into the shadows. Kyle continues to try to get away while one of the men holds his arms behind his back. The other man hits him in the gut so hard it feels as if it were a blow delivered by a horse. The man that sat at the desk turns on a nearby radio and presses play. The big man lets go of Kyle as he holds his gut and falls to the floor.
The devil gets up and gives the signal, and all the demons gather around.
The other man seemed to take this as a coincidental cue and kicks Kyle across the face, knocking him out. The man sitting at the desk gets up and walks over. The other men turn Kyle over face up and drag him into a chair. The man sets an entire sheet of acid into Kyle's open mouth, closes it, and punches him in the jaw. Then he injects an entire syringe of heroin into Kyle's neck. The man walks away and comes back with bolt cutters. One man holds Kyle's arms behind the chair. Another pulls his pants to his ankles. The man with the bolt cutters begins to mutilate Kyle below the waist. Kyle quickly comes to and begins screaming. The man not cutting or holding Kyle grabs a bat and shatters Kyle's left orbital socket. The torture continues as the music fades off.
Take this invitation and blow off your head.